What is good, YouTube? KM888 here, and I'm finally here again with a video for you guys. Today and the day before I went to European Championship 2018, and it was amazing. It was a great experience. I went there with Pendulum Magicians. You can see it. I quit at day one in the final round because I lost my final two rounds, so I went 4-3-1. Was going 4-1-1 for a really long time. Was going great, but yeah, Goki is a pretty darnish matchup when they get their build set up, the board, so yeah. But anyway, I was going 4-1-1 at one point, and the deck was working as I wanted it to, but I just didn't find a way to get over Goki. But apart from that, everything actually went well. It was an amazing event. I came one win short to go to day two, maybe be able to top from there, but I just wanted to show you guys the deck profile because I had a lot of people actually asking for it. Was awesome. I found a new exciting tech. Well, a combo to something we already know, but you'll see it in the deck profile. It's amazing, so yeah, I was pretty happy. The deck, as you can see, it's a lot. It's not 60 like Triv Gaming, Steven's deck profile of Pendulum Magician in America, but I am playing more than 40, I'm playing 56. It might sound weird, but it was the most consistent that I could make it because of all the combo pieces that I needed. But yeah, now for the deck profile. First of all, triple chronograph saucer. It's the heart and soul of the deck right now because you use it to make your electromites, and of course with it the one-time Gazer Magician. Still a brick, but I mean it's a pendulum, so you can still special summon it and go from there. It doesn't really matter. For the Magicians, I'm actually still playing a lot. The 3 purple poison. I'm playing double Black Fang. I didn't like the third Black Fang just because I want to go first, and then this thing is kind of dead. But as I said, it's another pendulum, and I can search it off Pendulum Call as a scale 8, so that's all I need it for. Triple Harmonizing Magician. I thought it would be better, but I don't think I Pendulum summoned it once today, which is like yesterday, but that's the weirdest thing I probably have ever had with this deck, that I didn't Pendulum summon this, but it wasn't needed in my combos, and I might actually like cut one maybe, or cut 2, depending on how I'll go on with this. But for now, playing 3 wasn't that bad, so yeah. I saw it with Allure of Darkness a couple of times, so that was good. The one Overdragon Magician, I really don't like the second one. I know that you want to go off, but most of the time your endings, your scales at the end are the donut, the Supreme King 0 gate, and then a chronograph, so you won't have your Pendulum Magicians unless you went for Pendulum Call, and even then it's like a toss-up if you have them in your scales, so the Overdragon 1 was enough. That's it for the Magician lineup. I'm gonna put them over here. Triple Abyss Acta. The card was just phenomenal. It won me one game against Burning Abyss, where he had Naturia Beast and I just normal summoned this. When he's alone in the field, he gets another 1100 attack points, so it can crash into the Naturia Beast. And that's actually pretty darn amazing, so yeah. It's a starter, you need your starters of course, so yeah, the card is amazing, can't be said anything about it. Triple Darkworm, I really love the secret rare foiling on this. Thank you, Battle of Legends. It just fits so well with the secret rare Dragon Shrine, so yeah. The card is amazing. If you ditch it from Pendulum Call, it's a +2. If you get it with a Shrine, it's still a +1. It's amazing. Best starter of the deck if you get it in the right situation. 00, I am playing Desires. You want to have at least one in your deck when you search. The bad thing about the Supreme King Darkworm is if you summon it from the graveyard, you can get Draw Unlocked if you search it. So maybe you should play around Draw Unlock sometimes with it, but depending on your hand, so yeah. Triple Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. I still like it. I OTK'd a couple of times because of it. Just summon it. Get a few scales, banish a monster, gain enormous amounts of attacks. Crazy. Same reason as with 0, 2 Jackal Kings, you want to have at least one in the deck. Even with 56 cards, I've had 2 or 3 games, I think, the entire tournament, where I drew Cerberus and a Jackal King. So you really want to have the search for the Jackal King so you can get Cerberus into the extra deck. you just get rid of one Jackal King in the process when you're looping your Electromite, so it doesn't really matter. Triple Magical Abductor. I've actually realized after the tournament that I've played it wrong a couple of times. I always try to put it in the scale to go for the effect where I get to search a Pendulum monster. But after siding, I should play it differently, because after siding, when I go first, I often side in Draw and Lock against Goki, or a Veiler against things like Trickstop because of the Firewall loop. So you can Veiler. So you should actually normal summon this if you have the Mythical Beast engine, because you're probably going to get the 3 counters. Then you can search Roll and Lock or Veiler, which I haven't done this entire day, but it was the purpose of the card, so I don't know why I didn't. Maybe a misplay or something, but the card is actually really good. It's better than I even imagined during the tournament. So yeah, it's really amazing for the deck. I do play the mini DD engine with triple Kepler, the Thomas, and then the double contracts, but they're gonna come later. You really need these cards to plus. Kind of the same reasoning that the guy in America, Thrift Gaming, that he's saying. Like, now that you don't have Astrograph, you need to plus in the deck, and that's actually really what these cards do. Like, you also play the triple Bambuku, the 1 cat. So yeah, you need them. It's all about the plussing, and in my deck I actually need the Bambuku for something entirely different than a Totem Bird, but you're going to see that in a while. So and to round up the monsters, the 1 Rescue Hamster. I actually like this card a lot, but I don't know what it is with this card. It's sometimes when I see it, I'm like, I really didn't want to see it, and whenever I get to late game, I never get the chance to use it, so I might cut it. But it's a plus if with your 3rd Electromite, if you can get it off, then you can go for like the double chronograph, get into your hand. It's just an additional plus, so it can be really important. So the one-off actually seemed fine. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. Like I said, it's a lot of monsters, I know. About 30, 36, 38, something. I'm not really sure, but something along those lines. For spells, the triple Desires. In a 56 card deck, it should be a no-brainer, just use the Desires. The card is Bunkers. I lost 1 game to Pure Sky Strikers. I used Desires, it got ashed. The turn after that, I top decked the Desires, it got ashed. And the turn after that, I top decked another Desires and I got ashed. So the fun thing is that against, if you're unlucky and they are lucky, the card sucks. But in most of the times, you're only going to remember the bad times that you didn't resolve the Desires, that you drew another Desires. Those are the games that you remember. But in general, it's actually a card that you should be playing, and it's really good. So yeah. The triple Allure of Darkness card is Bunkers, but after siding you mostly side it out, because you're siding in things that can't be that you can't use Allure of Darkness on, and you're going to brick more if you have these. So yeah. The 1 Duelist Alliance for the triple Pendulum call. It might seem weird to have these as the only targets for the Duelist Alliance, but the reasoning for me was that I just wanted to have 4 Pendulum calls in the deck. I wanted to see it in my opening hand. Hopefully, I mean, 4 cards in 56, it isn't that big of a chance, but the chances are up there, so it's actually still neat. Also, if you see the Duelist Alliance in conjunction with the Abductor, it's actually pretty awesome, so I'm not gonna lie about that one. 2 Dragon Shrines, because you need the starter cards as well as a Foolish Burial. If you have it, just send the Supreme King Darkworm. It's the best plus that you can get early on, so yeah. The only bad thing about the Dragon Shrine is when you draw it off the Electromite, which is so retarded. But I don't think that happened to me once, so kudos. Really good. The 2 Dark Contracts with the Gate. Card is amazing. I had it once in my opening hand. Just search, if you have this instead of the Kepler, just search the Thomas. If you get the Thomas, you can send a Kepler to your extra deck with one of the Electromites, and you can get it back that way, and you can still plus. So 1 Monster Reborn. I really like this card. It's never been dead to me the entire tournament. I've seen it, I think, 2 or 3 times. Always during my turn when I go first. Never when my opponent went first, so I couldn't reborn anything of their graveyard. But I've seen it in my turns a couple of times, and I've used it through a really good extent. I used it on Overdragon once to get back a purple poison from the graveyard. I used it a couple of times to revive an Electromite, to plus even more and go from there. So yeah, the card is bunkers. If you have this in your opening hand and you can make an Electromite, it's the safest play to actually use the Electromite, because if they Ghost Ogre it, which happened 4 times today, like on the event, I've had 4 Ghost Ogres against me. It was crazy. And if you have the Reborn, you can just revive it. So yeah. And then for the surprise of the deck, the final 2 cards, I'm actually running Rank Up Magic Astral Forces. I found a way in Pendulum Magician to still make ZEXAL, the Utopic. I found a combo where you can kinda surge these, which is actually pretty fun, and I've won a couple of games because of that, so yeah. That's it for the main deck. Let's go to the extra deck then. First things first, triple Electromite. Card is bunkers, nothing to say about that, I mean, it's needed. The 1 Firewall Dragon, you need it in your combo, so you have to play it. Zephyr Metaltron, you actually play this card in case the combo fails, so you can use it with 2 Electromites and then still get the combo off. But I haven't used it the entire day because either they had multiple hand traps to stop 2 Electromites, so I couldn't go into the Zephyr Metaltron either, or I just got my combo off, so it was one or the other, and I never had a chance to make a Metaltron. So yeah, that's also an option, I guess. 1 Nightmare Griffin, really important part of the combos that I was doing all day. Card is nuts on its own, so yeah. 1 Nightmare Goblin, just as well as the Griffin, you need it. Card is really good, so nothing gonna say about that one. I was playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix in case of things like Rivalry and Anti-Spell, because of, well, the Rivalry I can... if I have the Abyss Actor, they normally use their Rivalry if I have the Abyss Actor with something else. So I can't go into Electromite. And then I just normal summon a Kepler, which is also a Fiend, and I can go into this, which is also a Fiend. So yeah, that actually gets rid of the Rivalry. But I haven't made 1 Phoenix the entire event. I've seen a couple of back row cards, like I've had my share of anti-spells, I've had my share of Rivalry, but I always had another way to out it, and I never had to go into the Phoenix, so yeah, I didn't really mind not having... I wouldn't mind not having the card, I think, so yeah. The 1 Nightmare Mermaid, it was just there for 2 reasons. If I had to go into the Phoenix, I could go into the Mermaid to have a link marker downwards, and if the Goki matchup gives me an Ibli, and I can get rid of some extra link shenanigans, I can still go into the Mermaid. So I could have a marker downwards and special summon again because the Ibli is gone. But never came up. Either I couldn't get rid of the Ibli because they had like a Necro Guard now. Which is pretty stupid because they surge that with the Isolt and then they ditch it with the Nightmares. So you can't crash your Ibli. And then they make the extra link, so yeah, oh well. And then for the final 2 link monsters, I was playing the Triple Burst Dragon. This card is amazing. It's good against Goki, it's good against Pure Sky Strikers because they can't resolve the Ray in the graveyard. And it's also good against... what was the other? Against Burning Abyss. I've played 1 Burning Abyss, it could have been amazing against that deck as well. It still has some other options, but the main thing is that if you have it on the field during your next turn, it can revive an Electromite because it's special summons a level 2 or lower for, link monster from the grave. So you can just get back your Electromite, and in tandem, if you have a Dark Worm in your hand, you can special summon it. Which is actually amazing because when I make this, I also have a Firewall Dragon. So during the end phase of my opponent, I can Firewall the Dark Worm back to my hand. And then in my turn, just tribute this for the Electromite and special the Dark Worm with it, search a 0 and go from there. It's really good follow-up play. 1 Topologic Trisbane. I made this a couple of times. The card is nuts. It's such a good card, so yeah. One Synchro Monster, Supreme King, Dragon, Clearwing. I haven't made this the entire event. As I said, I haven't Pendulum summoned one Harmonizing during the entire event. That makes making this pretty hard. The only times that I probably would have wanted to clear a board was against Goki, but they have the Master Cerberus and their extra link, so I couldn't do jack squat. But I don't think I needed this at any other case, so like it wasn't necessary to play it. And then the final three cards, the combo with the Astral Force. The thing is that you make Rebarian Shark. The card is it was the same set as the Proxy Dragon and the Ultra Desire, stuff like that. With Rebarian Shark, you put if it goes to the graveyard, you can put the Astral Force on top of your deck, and then you link it away. Since you link it away, you get to put it on top of your deck, and the card you link it away into is either the Nightmare Goblin or the Nightmare Griffin. So you can rearrange your chain links. So you first put it to the top of your deck, and then you draw a card from the Goblin or Griffin, and then so you add it to your hand. And then if you make an Utopia next to it, you can just put it on the Utopia, and then you get ZEXAL. So yeah, the combo is actually pretty easy, because if you make 3 Electromites, you can go into the Firewall, and then you just Pendulum summon, like the short version is that you can Pendulum summon 2 level 3s and 2 level 4s, and then you have it. But most of the time I do some other things, because you can link away the Utopia, and the Rebarian Shark has another effect that it can revive the Utopia and put a material under it. So it's actually, it works really good with link summoning as well, so it was pretty nice to put ZEXAL on the field all day. I think I've summoned and resolved this card about 7 or 8 times during my first turn when I was going first. I've had a couple of games that I had to go second, and I couldn't make this, of course, because it would ruin surprise. And then game 2 I still made this, and they couldn't get over, so we had to go to game 3 pretty fast every time. But this card is also really good because it finishes games really fast if you have this, and then you don't go into time, and it's really cool. So yeah. I'd say if you want a combo video of it, just comment down in the comments below. I'll do it. I mean, it's not a big deal because the combo is actually really easy, but it's like thinking up the combo that was harder. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about the results. One Veiler in the side deck. I could search it with the Abductor, so I only needed one. Triple Draw Unlock. I really thought this card was going to be better than it was against Goki. I'm probably going to cut it down to 2 because, well, Abductor can search it if I go first, and I've had a couple of hands during the tournament where I actually opened with 2 of these, and it sucked because I couldn't make my combo. But yeah, so maybe cut 1 down in hindsight, but the card is practically is a little bit underwhelming actually. Sphere mode for going second. I should have sided a 3rd sphere mode instead of the Lava Golem, but I was thinking about what if they only have 2 monsters, like against a Pendulum. I want to summon the Lava Golem and maybe do 1000 damage, being a little cheeky. But I kind of backfired because I drew the Lava Golem, but they made an Ibli. So I couldn't special summon this to my opponent's side of the field, so I tried to crash the Ibli, but they had Necrogardener, and that actually cost me the game. So if I only had the sphere mode there, the 3rd one, then I could have sphere moded them, made the Nightmare Mermaid, go from there, and then I could have won one of the matches that I lost. But the Lava Golem actually screwed me over, so yeah, that's that. But yeah, hindsight 2020, right guys? I was siding one guy a Cowboy. The card won me 1 game. 1 game? I think 2 games, yeah. I made it 2 times and it won me 2 times a game, so it was really awesome. One number S39 to pick the Utopia the Lightning. Most of the time when I went second after siding, I sided out the ZEXAL combo because you weren't going to make it. The Astral Forces make easy cards to side out. And because you side out the ZEXAL and the Rebarian Shark, you can side in the Gaia Cowboy and the Lightning, which are actually good because just in case you go in time, and to go second with the Lightning is always good, so yeah. Triple red reboot. I won 2 games because I had red reboot, so I'm not complaining that I sided it, so it's really good. And then triple evenly matched. I didn't see this card the entire event, which was actually sad because if I had seen it, I think I might have won against the second Gogi player because of my hand. But yeah, I mean, Gogi is such a hard matchup. Just not seeing this card it sucks. But yeah. But that was it for the side deck. You saw the main, you saw the extra. If you have any questions at all, I mean, like, the ZEXAL combo isn't really that hard. I can help everyone with it by showing it in a video. But yeah, that was pretty much my deck profile. So yeah, I hope you liked it. And that's all for the video. So yeah, cheers. Ciao.